Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon and early good morning to the UK. Welcome to Jordie Jane's Psychic Medium show for this next half hour. I am looking forward to the next half hour and looking forward to my callers and everything today. I was just going to start talking about myself actually today, just not as in talking about myself, but what I do and how I work. Now, I have been, for all the new listeners that haven't actually met me before, because I've been on for about 3 months now. So I'm a psychic medium. I was drag kicking and screaming actually into the spirit world to a point, to spirituality, but I have been doing it professionally for the last 4 to 5 years. Now, it has been in my family, and I had a reading many moons ago that it actually is on my mum's side of the family, which I didn't realise until I was actually had a reading. And it's quite an interesting thing. My mum's a natural medium. So, but she sort of is more of the one that gives me a bit more joy and pushes me a little bit more forward all the time. So I can't thank my mum enough. So what I do is actually a medium and psychic, and I also do demonstrations and platform events. I'm a mother of 2, and I also have a beautiful husband that we've been married nearly 20 years in November. So big shout out to my family who actually deal with me, and I'm now working full time doing this work. Absolutely loving it. But as I said, I've been not pushed, but really drawn to this path now, in a sense that we are all drawn to a certain path in our lives, and we've got to make sure that we trust our instincts. Now, that was one of my main points. If I didn't trust my instincts and I didn't follow my path, I would have probably struggled for the rest of my life with where I wanted to be and where I was going. So, but Spirit literally showed me the way to a point that I was like, oh, okay, this is real. Now, I'll explain how I read. I read like I want to be read for. So I am a little bit of I love when I do my readings, I always get blown away with the information that comes through, because for me, it's just I don't technically am aware when I bring my readings through. I am just here as the messenger, and that's what a medium is. We are the connection, we are the telephone, but that's not to say you can't do it yourself. Everyone is born with this. Everyone has the gift of connecting with our loved ones and connecting to our inner soul, our inner guidance, our intuition. So I'll give you a few little points today to help you connect with your loved ones. Now, it's interesting. We do sometimes get in our heads and we overthink things and we think it's in our imagination. What I do suggest is doing some exercises, being mindful of clearing your head and just sitting quietly, and ask for your loved one to sit next to you. Now, it's interesting when I say that, because you go, oh, but will I feel them? You may feel a cold breeze, you may get a shiver, but I just want to make reference to your loved ones are always around you. Or even on the days of when the family gets together and all of a sudden a loved one's name that has passed comes up in conversation, that's not to say that they're there already instigating the conversation about themselves, knowing that you're there, the memories, the love. But I will say we all have this gift, and it's just what you need to do is just quiet the mind and connect with them. You will get your answers, and normally 95% of the time you will already know what the answer will be, because a spirit will give you that. So for me, my journey has been professionally for the last 4 to 5 years. I always knew I was connected but didn't know how. So for me to be shown the way of being a medium, or retraining or reprogramming the muscles that I can connect with to connect with spirit mediumshiply, it's like, I want to say, you go to the gym. So you go to the gym and you work those muscles and you work connecting both all your clairs and just working those muscles so you understand where your messages are coming in and how they're coming in. But I will tell you, sometimes it's not your imagination, it actually is your loved ones coming through. So I do want to say, I can't stress this enough, I actually did a platform event on Saturday with a crowd of people, and the main question was, are they around me? Well, they are. All you have to do is sit quietly or make sure that you've got nothing else going on emotionally, and just sit, take a couple of deep breaths and breathe, and you'll know that that loved one is there with you. So I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a confidence boost, in the sense that everyone can do this. And it's sometimes we can get to a point where we can't think and can't really get a clear connection. That's where we can come in and give you a little bit more guidance on how. I do mentor, I do teach. So it just gives you a little bit more confidence in what you're getting intuitionally and from your higher self, for your soul. It's always good to connect and just be at one. So, yeah, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of information today about myself and how I read. I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I am also empathic, so I do take on the people's illnesses or whatever they come through. I also take on their mannerisms sometimes, so it can be quite funny when I stand up and walk around like I'm flexing my muscles and I've got none. So, yeah, and they also use my vocabulary, which is a big thing. We are all individual readers, all the mediums, all the beautiful mediums and psychic on this beautiful network. We are all individuals, and we use our own individual vocabulary. So that is how we work. So, yeah, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of that today. I have my first caller, Doris, from New Hampshire in USA. Hi, Doris. How are you going?
Oh, good. How are you tonight?
Good. Thank you so much for calling in. And I was going to pronounce your suburb of where you live, but I was just like, oh, I don't want to risk it because I'll get tongue-tied. So I do apologize, Doris. Oh, thank you, Dave.
It's Nashua.
So, Nashua?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Now, Doris, did you want to go psychic or mediumship?
I could go either way, so you can surprise me, I guess.
Okay, lovely. Well, I am being shown or told that you have two questions that I feel that are really dominant for you at the moment. But I just want to say it's really interesting. I know someone's standing next to me, and I know there's a lady that's standing next to me who is quite jovial. She's got this gorgeous energy. I want to say gorgeous energy, like you would just love her to be in the room all the time. It's really soft, and I'm getting like as soft as roses, so I'm not sure where that sits, but I just heard soft as roses, so I'm not sure.
Oh.
Now I do know this lady is connected. I feel like I'm being joined to Dad's side of the family, but I'm not too sure. But this lady is connected to Dad's side of the family and wants to say hello to Dad. That's one thing I do want to say. So is Dad passed?
Yes.
Thank you, because I feel like Dad wants to come and say hi. That's what I was getting. I don't feel like it was saying hi to him. I feel like it was like Dad says hi or hello from Dad. There's just that reference. But I do want to say I feel like this is your grandmother on Dad's side of the family. Now, would you know much about your grandmother? So if I bring things through, you would understand.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Because I feel like she was in her mid to late 80s, or there's a reference to 83 around her, but I don't feel like that's the age. I also getting a little bit flustered in my face as well. So I don't know if she always got a little bit like, I feel like I'm getting, the hot flushes, and I feel like my cheeks are really, really rosy. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I feel that's also that for her. I do want to say that I feel that with whether or not she had blood pressure issues as well, I'm just feeling a little bit like that with her. Would that make sense to you?
It could. It definitely could. I know near the end she has some dementia and stuff, so I don't know what a lot of her physical symptoms would have been.
Okay, cool. Now, she wasn't a very tall lady either, and I feel like she was a little bit, I want to say she's telling me it's frumpy. So I feel like her vocabulary would be very quite polite and very sort of understanding, and it's like I don't feel like she would say a curse word in any sense or form. I know that she did have a few of her own curse words, but they wouldn't be very abrupt. Would that make sense to you? I feel like she's a very soft, gentle soul. And I do want to say she's telling me about four children or four of a kind, but I just want to make reference to four. So do you know if your dad was one of four?
No, he was one of 10.
Okay. Is there four boys?
Four boys. I'm trying to think. I mean, we had 4 girls in my family.
Okay, thank you. Well, there's that 4 there as well, but I feel like it's, well, it could be your 4, but I feel like it's around Dad, so I don't know. It's like on Dad's level, but I do want to say, okay, okay, I'm trying to talk to you. Yeah, I feel like your dad's coming in and really sort of, it's like I want to say he's sort of chatting and trying to get a word in edgeways. So I feel like your grandmother was quite an interesting character. Once she got her going, she wouldn't stop talking. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, it would.
Thank you, because Dad's trying to get a word in edgewise, and I really feel it's quite funny because he's trying to go, like he's really polite. He doesn't want to go too over the top of his mum. But I do want to say, would I be correct in saying that your dad passed before your grandmother? Would that make sense to you?
No, he didn't. He passed. He just recently passed, actually.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because I also want to make reference to, she's telling me that there was another son or a son-in-law, but someone on Dad's level passed before her. Would that make sense to you?
Oh, yeah. People that,
Thank you.
She did have children that passed before her.
Okay, thank you, because she's just acknowledging that as well. Okay, thank you. Now, Dad is coming through. Now, I feel like he was a very proud man, and he just wants to give you the biggest kiss on the cheek and go, sorry, there were certain things that I don't think was said or don't think things were finished with him. Would that make sense to you, or would it be someone else in the family?
No, that's absolutely.
Okay, because he's just kissing you on the cheek, and it's really funny because I first heard before I even started the show that you better get your tissues ready, because I take on the issue. I take on emotion when I'm actually reading. So for me, when I'm reading, I sort of take on their emotion. It's not mine, it's theirs, if that makes sense. And he's got a little bit of a tear in his eye, and he's also a very gentle soul. I know he may have had a little bit of a, I want to say a front or a bit of a hard sort of, I feel like a harder outer shell, but I know he was a very soft, sensitive soul, okay?
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say he's sorry that things were unsaid, but he just wants to say how proud he is that you took these on the chin and never really had a go or never really sort of had, I just want to say you haven't really taken it to heart, and he's really happy that he wants to make you to be aware that you're at peace now. There's just something about you need to know that he's at peace, and you need to be at peace as well. But there's just something about this message that he wants to get across, that you've taken it. I feel like you've taken it on, but not taken it on in the sense of being spiteful or rebellious. It's just the fact that, okay, things weren't said, things weren't done, water under the bridge, let's move forward, he wants to tell me.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely. It was definitely unexpected.
Cool, because he can't stress it enough that he's so grateful that it's water under the bridge, and he does want to give you a massive, great big hug. Sorry, I'd love to do it. I'm doing a virtual hug to you right now, Doris, but he just wants to thank you. He also wants to say, is Mum still here?
Yes.
Thank you, because he wants to give a beautiful forget-me-not or a pansy, a very delicate flower to give to Mum. Now, also, he's making me aware of September as well, so I don't know if September is a birthday or celebration, but he just wants to make reference to that. Now, are you one of 6 or 7?
I'm one of actually 5. One of my sisters died at birth, but.
Okay, thank you. So there's the 6. Okay, thank you. But he's just acknowledging that. Now, he's also acknowledging that I feel like his mum gave him a little bit of a clip behind the ear and pulled his ear a little bit once he got across. I just need to make you aware of that. But the biggest thing he wants to give to you is you need to start going with your heart. You are very much in your head at the moment, and I feel like it's around work and relationships, but you just need to go with something that makes your heart sing. I feel like you're a little bit bogged down with work at the moment. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. I feel like you can't look at a way out, or it's like, I want to say, you need something a little bit more challenging for you to get you out of your head, because I feel like you're constantly going through the motions at work at the moment. I feel like there's a few things going on and you're a little bit reeling about this in a sense of overthinking. So I just want to say there's something about moving with your heart and being true to you. He goes, don't be stuck like I was. Now, I don't feel like he was upset at work, or like, I don't feel like he was I just want to say, I don't feel like he was upset or angry about what he did for work, but there was other things that would have made his heart sing more. And he goes, you need to do this now for you, Doris.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, do you have a quick question that I haven't touched on that you would like to ask? Because I know there is one there, but I'm sort of trying to work out whether or not it's relationship or something.
Yeah, I mean, I right now I'm having some. I just feel like I'm in a change of life, and I'm trying to get, like getting divorced and
okay,
and things.
It's interesting because I just want to say, because it's to do with, because I felt like relationship was really strong, but everything is stagnant for you. And what I want to say is things are moving. There's movement around this. I do want to say October, November, I feel like you're going to be a little bit more freer in regards to a relationship, because your heart's not going to be closed off as more or under lock and key. So can I leave that with you, Doris? I feel like October, November is going to be a good sort of, I know you're going into winter over there, but I just want to make reference to there is a little bit more solace and a little bit more understanding and reconnecting with you coming up in those months, because I feel like you've lost a little bit of yourself, if that makes sense.
I did a lot of myself, yes.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Perfect.
You've given me some hope. I appreciate that.
Not a problem, Doris. Enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for calling. And connect with me on JordieJanes.com, Jordie Jane Psychic Medium on my Facebook page. That would be lovely. Thank you, Doris. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, I have Ashley from New Brunswick on the phone. Hi, Ashley. How you going? Hello, Ashley, are you there? Okay, thanks, Dave. So while we're waiting for Ashley to come on the phone, hopefully Ashley will just say a quick hello as soon as she jumps in. So, yeah, I love that. And Doris, if you're still listening, which I think hopefully you are, on our Facebook page, I just want to say Dad tips his hat off to you and going well done for stepping forward. So hopefully you hear that, because he wants to tilt his head to you, Doris. So, yeah, hopefully you can listen back later. So it's Ashley there from New Brunswick. Okay. So, all right. So let me just do, while we wait for Ashley to jump on the line, let me just do a quick card. I feel like this is going to be for the next 7 days. So bear with me for a second. I'll just see what the card is. Oh, being flexible. Now, I know it's going to be, it's the right way. Oh, Dave, I love you. Flexible, being flexible, but also I can see there's an egg down the bottom here. Oh, sorry, I can't see. There's an egg with a beautiful face. So being flexible with your own ideas, new beginnings. I do want to say 1 and 9 is also 10, which is a 1. So new beginnings, being flexible. Don't be so sort of focused on one particular path with things that are going to happen in the next week. And I do know we're going over in the US, we're going from summer to fall. And over here, I'm so excited. We're going into spring. I'm very excited. There's some beautiful flowers coming up, daffodils and everything. I'm so excited. But for here, spring is always good for new ideas, bringing to fruition, whereas autumn is also letting go of the things that are holding you back in regards to new ideas and things, and being flexible with your time, but don't be over flexible that you lose yourself. That is the biggest thing I see, because being just aware of who you are and making sure that you stand up for yourself. Be flexible, but don't be over flexible that you lose your idea. So I just want to give you a bit of a heads up with that. I know that is for this week. So, and I love these cards. These are the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid, and I absolutely love her. Can't wait to meet her one day. So, yeah, so I'll leave that with you. I have Sol from San Diego. Hi, Sol. How are you going?
I'm doing great.
Oh,
How
that's
are
good,
you?
Sol. Good. Oh, my God, I love your energy already. It's so exciting. Okay, so did
Yes,
you want
I
to do
do
a bit of me?
apologize. I had to take you off speaker because I was driving and I'm no longer driving.
Oh, this is a good thing. Thank God. There's nothing like
All right.
driving and getting a reading. No, so don't be silly. I don't think you were actually ready for this. So obviously Spirit put you in there for the right reasons. Now, I've only got about 8 minutes, 7 minutes or 5 minutes. Thank you, Dave. So I'll just give you a quick heads up. Did you want to go mediumship or psychic?
I'm sorry. Did you say mediumship or guidance?
Or psychic, yeah, correct.
Oh, psychic, please.
Okay, so you want a bit of guidance. Okay, so I love your energy. And I do want to say, I feel like there's, the first thing I'm hearing is this is basically confirmation for you, because I feel that you're very intuitive. And it's interesting, I don't know if you've been told this before, but I feel like you're either a healer or a medium or psychic yourself, because I feel like your intuition's quite strong, yet you don't, it's like I want to say you don't trust it. It's not trusting it. I feel like you're not confident in it, is what I want to say. Now, in regards to this,
absolutely right.
yeah, a confirmation. And gorgeous, oh my God, you are a breath of fresh air. I want to say, the more I feel like you're going to study this soon. If not, you're already starting to do it. And I do want to say, the way things are going for you, just leave your doors open. Do not close any of the opportunities that are going to come up for you in the next 5 months. I know there is certain people that are going to start giving you opportunities. Please say yes. Don't say no. I feel that when you say no, it's more of a fear of, can I do it? Or I'm not prepared for this, or I don't have enough knowledge for it. But I do want to say, there's opportunities that are going to come to your door. Please say yes, because I tell you, I feel like you're just going to fly. There's so many things, Soul, that I can see in you. I also want to say, do you work with oracle cards or tarot?
I actually own a pair of oracle cards that my friend gave me, and I've been shuffling them and doing readings for myself and my friends, and cards just flip, and it's crazy because I did a reading for a friend that was in need, and she said I was spot on. She said those were the things she needed to hear. I didn't really know too much about what I was doing, and then I have Doreen Virtue angel cards, but that's about it.
Yeah. Oh, no, I feel like you just, it's like I always say, we are all got this gift, but I feel like for you, and I'm not pressuring you any way, shape or form, but I just want to say, you've got this beautiful path ahead of you, but just trust in it. Go with the right feelings. Make sure you keep working on your intuition. Make sure you get your confidence and trust, and go with, and I do want to say, because I know you will be training or mentoring, it's what I want to say, training your muscles. I do want to say, make sure you go with the right teacher or mentor that you are drawn to. That's the biggest thing, because if you don't, now I'm not going to say that there's bad or good or whatever out there, because the industry it's all industries, but I do want to say, make sure you go with a gut instinct, with a teacher or a mentor or a trainer within the metaphysical or with oracle, in that sort of thing. But I do want to say, the more you do it, the more you're going to trust, and the more your awareness is going to, it's like more practice, you get stronger. And I do want to say that. Now, also, I do want to say there's something about work changing, but it's a good change for you. And I don't know if it's movement. I feel like you're moving companies, but I feel like it's more towards the end of the year. It's not to say that you're upset or you're concerned about where you work now. I just feel like there's a certain challenge that is not there for you. So, and I feel like there's going to be more challenges coming up in the employment that you're in right now. You love what you do. Do you teach or something?
I work
do you work
with
with children?
students, but I'm in a temporary job right now.
Thank you, because I just feel like you've got this beautiful energy of teaching, but what you do is you empathize with the students so you actually get the most out of them, if that makes sense. So you've got this beautiful teaching ability, and I do want to say you got to keep going. But I do want to say to you, please make sure that when the opportunities come, don't say no, if that makes sense. Also, I do want to say, are you in a relationship at the moment as well?
I am.
Thank you. He's absolutely gorgeous, I do want to say. And I feel like you guys are, I don't know if, every time I see this, I sort of cringe a little bit. Are you guys engaged?
No, not yet.
Okay. Have you been seeing him for the last 3 to 4 years, or have you had a connection with him for the last 3 to 4 years?
It's our 4th year anniversary in October.
Okay. Well, all I can say is, oh, please don't murder him, and just act surprised, please. Because I do see your relationship is really quite strong and the connection's very good, and he's an absolutely adorable man, and I feel like you guys knew each other before this, but I just feel like you guys are really, really strong. And he also needs to be mindful. I feel like he's going to do his own business somehow, or he works with his hands. But can I leave that with you, Soul? I just feel like this relationship's really strong. But please feel confident in saying yes to the opportunities going to come up in November, December of this year.
Okay.
Okay. May I leave that with you, Soul?
I will do that.
Thank you. And please connect with me with Jordie James, Psychic Medium, on my Facebook page. I've only got about 30 seconds left. So thank you so much for taking that call. And I do thank everyone for dropping in today. And Soul, have a lovely week and a lovely weekend.
Name one more time, sorry.
Have a lovely weekend.
No, your name, sorry.
Jordie.
Okay.
James.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you, darling. All right, thanks, everyone. Have a lovely week. I'll see you all next week. And connect with me on Jordie James Psychic Medium on my Facebook page. Have a lovely weekend and a lovely week. Talk to you soon. Bye.